Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble news channel. Do I need to say that it will go on for 20 years? If I think it will go on for 4 years, I don't know. Good enough for me. Do you get what I mean? For some reason, I think it will last a lot longer than 4 years. But let's not even talk about that. Just think about the next 4 years. Thoughts. The price of Bitcoin will be over $100,000 in 4 years. Yes. If you're an investor and you're sure that an asset will double in value over the next 4 years, you should probably put a lot of money into that investment. That's how I'm looking at it as an investor, and I think that should give you confidence that you want to hold on to this asset for a long time and put more than 1% or 2% of your net worth into it. Bitcoin Zella stands out because it is clear and easy to use. No matter how much you know about crypto or how new you are to it, we've made an experience that anyone can enjoy. Now guess who is watching us? The author of the best-selling book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, John Robert Kiyosaki. We'd also like to thank everyone who put their trust in us. We read every comment, and the best part is if you sign up now, you'll get all the new information for free. Don't just follow the crowd, be ahead of them. Today, sign up for Bitcoin Zella and enjoy the new edge in today's movie. Fred Krueger. There is a lot of power in the power rule that we learn about. He goes into detail about how much he thinks Bitcoin will cost. He talks about how this logical idea can help us understand Bitcoin's future value and maybe even predict it. Jim Bianco talks like someone in their 60s or 70s. So let's say the 1970s, right? And they're looking at something like the NASDAQ in 2000, right? They said, I can't wait 10 years to get my money back. I mean, I could need my money in 5, 3, or 4 years, right? So I don't think the real question for many buyers is what will Bitcoin do in 20 years because they might not be around in that time, right? They might be wondering, how long will this take for me? The best thing that could happen is that I get my money back, or at the very least, I get some of it back. I think the power law kind of measures that, and I think that if you really understand this power law, you'll see that there probably isn't a very good chance that this will break down completely for at least 4 years, right? So I think you can be more sure of yourself than you might be otherwise. B. By taking a look at this power law. That's all I have to say about not calling this a trading tool. Yes, you could use a rating, but I think most people just use it for play size. In the beginning of your investing job, when you're still very young and just doing DCA, how big should you be? The power law isn't needed, right? BitMoney is a good place to put all of your money. Your like for Bitcoin is great. It will do well. If you only have a certain amount of time, say 5 years or less, you need to be aware of the risk of the worst happening. That's what I'd say. This means that the bottoming out of BTC may be almost done. In a different post, CryptoPoint analyst Minkyu Wu said smaller traders have been selling their bags during the current drop, according to Santiment, a cryptocurrency analytics company. Over the first 10 days of July, Santiment also saw a 261 net increase in the number of Bitcoin wallets holding at least 10 Bitcoin. This should give traders peace of mind that the market will go up in the long run. Not all Bitcoin whales seem to be trying to stack and hold, though one Bitcoin whale that had been sleeping for 12 years woke up on July 14th, putting 1,000 Bitcoin, which is worth about $60 million, into 2 new wallets. According to whale alert industry experts say that the price drop is mostly due to Bangkok's planning to pay its creditors $8 billion and the German government selling almost 50,000 Bitcoin worth $3 billion. But over the weekend, Bitcoin prices began to show signs of going back up, breaking through the $60,000 resistance level and rising 6% since Friday's trading ended. This included a sharp rise right after US presidential candidate Donald Trump survived an attempted murder while speaking at a gathering in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13th. I believe lots of people are getting it. Just a little bit confused there, that's it. Bitcoin is no longer a thing. Okay, I need to get interested in cloning dogs. My point is that there's still a lot going on in Bitcoin, right? For the next 5 years, Bitcoin could go up 30 to 40% a year. It's possible that the returns will be that high for the next 10 years on average. Right now, you shouldn't be too greedy to say, that's not enough for me, I need to go into dog coins. The problem is that dog coins could lose 90% of their value in less than a year. It just doesn't make sense to say, here's an investment that can give me maybe 30 to 40% a year, and that's not good enough for me. I need to make 400% a year. So I'm going to risk everything on something that's a terrible bet. It's going to destroy my whole position. I believe that is a bad thing to do with Bitcoin. I think it's a bad bet, and I kind of wrote a post about it, which you can see here. I don't think Bitcoin is meant to make money, it's meant to help you save your money. So, you should think of it this way: every Bitcoin you buy will increase your value, which means that one Bitcoin will buy you a bigger house. It can buy you more food and a car. It will be better in 10 years than it is now, right? But maybe for who knows if it will buy you the same amount in 2 or 3 years, but it's a good way to save money in general. I think it will buy you a lot more and do very well. The power law shows that there is also a very good downside risk. If you go and say, well, that's not good enough, I need to go totally crazy. Just putting it out there, that sounds smart, right? You shouldn't go into the worst where to find dog coins. It's because you want a huge amount of fluctuation and to reach for the stars, so I agree with what Giovanni says. You can trade around using the Bitcoin power law or do whatever you want. What I don't like is when you take your money and just put it on the number 22 in roulette. You'll probably lose. How many Bitcoin do you need to reach $1 million in 2025? If we think the price of Bitcoin will rise to at least $120,000 by 2025, this prediction is based on how Bitcoin has done in the past, which is usually 12 to 18 months after an event. We think this price is a reasonable goal if people continue to want to buy Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin has dropped 11% in the last week and is now trading at around $100,000. Even though the price is going down temporarily, we stress that it is a good time to buy. Based on our prediction of $120,000, we found that buyers would only need to hold 8.33 BTC tokens to become millionaires by next year.